All right, you're Luck here again. This is March 22nd, 2017. This is another lesson in the New Testament is Fake series. This is lesson number 49. And my lesson is entitled The Expression of Image. I'm going to show again from another angle how the New Testament is fake. The Jesus slash Messiah slash Yahushua slash Yahawashai is fake from the New Testament and cannot give anyone on the earth salvation. Not Hebrews, not Israelites, not Gentiles, no one. Listen to this from Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 3. Look at the deception here. So of course this chapter is talking about Jesus. Actually, let me just read verse 1 and 2 as well from Hebrews chapter 1. God, who at sundry times and in divers manners spake in past unto the fathers by the prophets. And I just heard another preacher again this week. He was trashing the law, putting down the law, saying the law is old and it's no good and it's not powerful enough to save us and so on, and it's bondage and so on. He just does not understand. He knows, but he doesn't understand because he's a well-studied person. But the understanding has not come into his heart of what it really means. And he's saying we don't need that because we've got Jesus. So people are still saying these things. And he was saying the same thing that this is saying. And you can understand why they're saying this kind of stuff. Because it's saying here that he spoke in diverse manners in the Old Testament unto the fathers. They mean like the forefathers of Israel and the patriarchs and so on, and even the prophets. But now they're saying he's now speaking through his son, Jesus. But I've told you many times, he does not have a son called Jesus that was sitting up in heaven and came down here to earth. He says, he has spoken in the past by fathers and prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds. I just showed you in the previous lesson in the New Testament is Fake series called number 1 that the one who actually made the world was the Creator himself. The one who is normally from a New Testament point of view seen as the Father. That's the one who made everything, not the so-called Son. But this here again is forcing it down our throats that Jesus was the one who made everything. Now verse 3. Who being, listen now, because I'm going to damage this verse. Who being the brightness, so they're talking about Jesus, the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person, and upholding all things by the word of his power. We know before I even finish this verse that the one who upheld all things and continues to do so by the word of his power is the Creator. I read it already to you in the last lesson, Psalm 33, verse 6 to 9. He spake and it was done, commanded and it stood fast. That is the Creator who did that, not Jesus, the so-called Son. He spake things by a word, and they came about. When he made the sun, the moon, the stars, he spake them, and they were upheld by the power of his word. So this here talking about Jesus upholding stuff by the power of his word, that's wrong. It's deception. What they're doing is they are porting over to this New Testament Roman Jesus all the glory and the power and the ability and the awe and the wonder and the creative power that belongs to the Creator. They're porting it over to this Roman creation called Jesus. But it says here, and upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had by himself purged our sins, sat down on the right hand of the majesty on high. Okay, let's deal with it now. It says clearly to us that this Jesus is the express image of God. And I went through this so much even in Bible school when I was in the Christian religion, and also in the Christian church, and in every Christian church I've spent any time in from I was a small child coming on up. They all teach this kind of stuff, that Jesus is that express image of God. And they're saying yes, because the New Testament teaches it. So when you look at the express image of God, they're basically saying the Creator slash Father is expressing his image, and that image is Jesus. So that when you look at Jesus, you're going to basically see the Father in a way that you can only see him by looking at Jesus. Because if God is a spirit, you cannot see the Creator from Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, unless you see him in Jesus, his Son. So in order for you to see him, he has to come into flesh. And when you look at Jesus, when you see Jesus, like Jesus saying, "I and my Father are one," when you see Jesus, you are seeing the Father, the best and the only way possible for you to actually see the Father. So the only way to have any kind of physical contact or sight of the Father is in Jesus. In that sense, he then is the expressed image of the Father, or the expressed image of God. So when God, or when Elohim, or when the Most High, or when the Father, or when the Creator expresses himself to us, according to what's in these verses here, that expression that comes across to us is Jesus. Here is the verse, or two verses, that's going to show that that is a lie from the New Testament. It is a strong lie that has, and I say strong, even though it's a lie, because it has gripped a lot of people, and it did so to me for years when I was a small child. But I'm going to give a strong text in the scriptures to show that that is a lie. The image of God is not Jesus. It is not expressed in Jesus. Very well known, Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. And the Creator said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So the Creator created man in his own image. In the image of the Creator created he him, male and female created he them. So, of course, when we read this, it's letting us know in a very, very clear, plain manner that the image of the Creator slash the Father, if you want to say that right here, because we're dealing with New Testament as well, is expressed in Adam, not in Jesus. You understand what I'm saying to you? The New Testament says Jesus was the one who the Creator, or the Father, expressed himself in. But this is telling you that, and actually, let me find another verse too. This is funny. Oh man, where would I find that now? It's been years since I read New Testament. Okay, everybody knew John 3:16, myself as well. That one is really hard to forget. So now it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not be saved, should not perish," and so on. So they're saying the only begotten Son, the only unique Son. So basically, they're saying this image is what makes him unique, because he is the only one that can claim this tie to the Father, because he is the actual image of the Creator, of the Father. But I'm showing you here, Genesis chapter 1, the Bible opens up in the first chapter telling you who the image of the Creator was expressed in Adam. In Adam. And he expressed that image in both male and female, because male and female created he them, and he called their name Adam. So now, when a serpent, a fake serpent, comes up to tempt Eve, that fake serpent is tempting Adam, the female, who we call Eve. She was created as Adam, because male and female. So he was tempting her to say, let's mix this disobedience and breaking of the commandments with the image that you were created in. And so the female Adam that we call Eve went to the male Adam that we call Adam, the first man, and said, "You want some of this?" So the image was expressed in Adam. So Jesus is not the unique Son. If anybody was unique, it would have been Adam. Because after he made trees and sun and moon and animals, dogs and lions and whatever else he made. This man, Adam, was so unique that he actually got the image of the Creator put in him. But the New Testament is telling you that the image was given to Jesus and made him unique. No, this Adam creation was what was unique, because dog wasn't like him. Cat wasn't like him. Bear wasn't like him. Zebra wasn't like him. Fish wasn't like him. Nothing else was like him. He got the image, and male and female created he them, and they got his image. And it says, let us make man in our image after our likeness. And verse 27 says, so the Creator created man in his own image. In the image of the Most High created he them. Right? Created he him. Male and female created he them. That's where the image is. The male and female created he them. The image of God was expressed in Adam. It was given to Adam, not to Jesus. So Jesus coming along, and the writers of the New Testament making it sound unique to us, like this has never happened before. He is the express image of God. No, the image was expressed a long time ago in Adam, and he breathed into man the breath of life. He breathed into Adam the breath of life, and he became a living soul. The image was already given right there from the start in Genesis chapter 1. And a couple thousand years later, somebody comes and says, the image, unique thing, the image was given to Jesus, the Son of God. No. That image was given to Adam from the very start, thousands of years before. Jesus is late.